afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Crossroads Winter. In the north, it is C++, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the Panzer fighting in the snow winters of Western Europe, versus in the south, it is Pineapple the Fruit Dude. There we go. There's the base. Basil is currently right in front of the screen, so it's a bit different to see stuff. Fighting though for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armoured Division with Recon Support. We got Trouble Infantry, we got Spearhead, Mechanized Assault and Elite Troops here for C++ for the Infantry, Panther fast, and Pioneer Bulletins, specifically making it slightly harder to kill. Interesting choice there. Got an MD42 start versus Rifle Squad and Infrared or INR Pathfinder start there. An aggressive start there. We move straight for this, and a few point tank tracks being hurriedly thrown down there to the ground. In the east, Pioneers advancing on the few point there, quickly laying down sandbags to make it more easy to defend against any American incursions. Center west, gun the MD42. I just have to note here that C++ put more of his force towards the west. Obviously, it means his point he's not been defended, but it also means he can more effectively threaten his opponent's fuel. So there's some potential, I suppose, there. Single lead squad on the way there for C++ and Deutschland. Oh, move too fast to the fuel there. Need to be careful about that. Got Panther coming out there, Rifle coming out with as well there. Note about Pioneers, usually each division had a Pioneer battalion. Usually the Pioneers were counted as being amongst the division's better troops. So sort of how they're portraying Relic is usually not how Pioneers actually are. They're close to the Sturmpioniere rather than these Pioneers. Of course, there were also sort of less combat effective Pioneers than there's the Baupioniere, but they were usually not combat troops and usually weren't the ones to first from into unless like necessary, because there were issues. But just a quick note there about Pioneers. But yeah, again, they were usually considered, say, amongst the division's elite troops, alongside the reconnaissance troops of any division. That included, be it infantry, panzer, or say, one of the elite Fallschirmjägers. I mean, Fallschirm Pioneer of Pionier were completely tough bastards. Then we got 3rd gun, he's going away. Then we got Pioneer with the 1 Rifle Squad. He's going, I think, for some very fast tech there. Might also be planning some more stuff down the road here. Pioneer's finding him. We got big flank there. Good work by Pineapple here, outmaneuvering C++. Again, his forces a bit scattered, and Pineapple striking hard at the exposed picks. And there go Lieutenant up. Still feels like Pineapple is a bit short in infantry in the early game. A bit too short. And one wonders what he's planning to do with that extra manpower. Is it 50 calibers, or is there something else here in terms of plots that's hatching within Pineapple's mind there? Anyways, came the eastern fuel point there, cut it off, but he's also cut off his own west fuel point there in the west. So their reasons about to get wiped out. Ralph got there, got it halfway grabbed. MD42 moving in there, got this one as well. Here we can see now most of C++ force been withdrawn here to the eastern side, a small quadrant of the map. There you go, 50 couple here for Pineapple. Pioneer, Grenadiers advancing up there for C++, and there you go, MD42 up. Oh, he's setting up this, trying to get a flank on it so he can quickly deny the Americans the cover bonus and swift to suppress them. Good work there by C++. Moving up there in the west, we got a lone unit and the lieutenant moving in here for Pineapple to grab back his car point to let the fuel flow once more freely. In the name of democracy. 50 couple there, halfway done for Pineapple. Troops reinforcing healing. Back in C++ base, we've got tech up. So that'll probably be either fast Panzer Grenadier here or light to mechanized company. Doctrinally so far there is little happening here for C++, though worth noting there pretty much all the doctrines offers up Tiger tanks in some form. Either the Ace or just the regular Tiger tank, plus there's at least some other stuff going on there, sort of have some, they all have calling units beyond that, like either mortar half-tracks, assault grenadiers and lots of half-tracks, and stormtroopers. Guys moving in, they're going for the cop one again. We can see again here, Pineapple's slightly lighter start has proven to have some slight awkwardness for him. And there we go, we see the reason, in fact, he was planning to go for double tech here, platoon and company command post, that way getting up more infantry, with of course a bit more expensive in fuel, but it also gives him access to more support weapons. Still, a bit risky in some ways, and it does mean initially he's going to be a bit more delayed, since it's obviously not quite easy just to go for Lieutenant Captain as it is just to go for a bunch of Rifle Squads. So an interesting longer sided strategy here from Pineapple, but it's one that possibly, if C++ is through it, could punish him for, since again, at least for a brief while, C++ has had more units on the field and been using them a bit more actively here versus Pineapple. We got here fighting around here. Pathfinder about to get wiped out. That's getting hurt here. Pineapple doesn't get them out. There we go. Down. and out. Grenadiers is suppressed, forced away here in the west. We got a few of them. We got rifle charging on the Grenadiers up close. Already got a kill there. This should be a win for the riflemen unless things turn very ugly. And they're going for training it, moving up. Still, got the Grenadiers pushed off. Captain out there for Pineapple. Pathfinder's out. Oh, back in the base, we got the BAR being handed out to the captain's unit, the Browning automatic rifle. Moving up in the western side, almost got the simulations. Of course, got this squad here and watch. No sign of upgrade yet. The C++. We got the like to make a nice company up here for him. Could go for the 222. Could go for the 251. Or could of course go for a Pack 40. Depends what I was worried about. But a 222 would be a nice proactive choice. And a 251 also proactive, not quite in the same way, but also allow him to move his troops about more swiftly. And on a map like this, that could actually give him a tactical edge here versus Pineapple, as it could allow him to play in some ways more aggressively. Also, in theory, quickly overwhelm the 50 cavalry, then clears it, quickly equip it, and use it on the front line with ease without having to retreat any units. Bunker up there for C++. Captain setting up here for a sneaky flank animations. Good work there. Still need to grab the calf point back. In this regard, C++, of course, is doing one of the more important things. Of course, is trying to gain fuel advantage, and he's so far succeeding quite nicely. And there you go, Captain flanking MD42. Quickly getting one kill there. Machine gun there, bit confused, but gets out of there as Pineapple's men charge forwards from their unseen angle. Good work there by Pineapple, making use of the terrain there. Thumbs up to Pineapple. We got Pathfinders coming up, we got Pioneers swinging as well. They're going for the calf point, Captain's going for the victory point. Ignoring the missions for now. Got the ambulance out here for Pineapple as well. We'll have to see what it further goes for. Reasons they have been forcing. Healing up soon. 50 caliber going for the point here. He could consider another 50 caliber here. Of course, he may also go for an anti-tank gun. And there's also a possibility of M8 Greyhound C in response to the 222 arriving in the battlefield. Tang into his captain. East side here, we got a drive there for the calf point as C++ sees a weakness here in Pineapple's lines and strikes. Good push there, goes for the calf point, flanks the 50 caliber. Gonna use on the calf point. Oh, almost had it, but in the end we're pushed away here by Pineapple's sweeping tide of democracy. Snap on the way for C++ trying to bleed out Pineapple that way. Far west, we got the mission being seized here by Pineapple's forces. Lieutenant moving ahead here. He is upgrading the bazooka, and this is also why C+ is pulling away, because he's probably expecting bazooka here, and the lieutenant trying, damage his 2-2. And there you go, good hit from the bazooka. Pioneers push back. Sniper almost down there for C++. In terms of map control now, things are steadily swinging more in favor of Pineapple. C++. He's not getting a lot out again. He's going for the sniper, obviously, but beyond that, not a lot of other units. Lieutenant caught in a terrible spot next to open ground versus two Grenadier squads, one with the MG42. Which causes a lot of firepower. On the west, we've got Rifle Squad with the 222. Rather one-sided engagement there, unless the 222 gets too close, in which case things get a lot more interesting. Well, it's very one-sided. Obviously, that's what you want to do with the 222. You want to keep it at range and just pop away at them with the coaxial machine and the autocannon. We got the airdrop comic group up here for Pineapple. Interesting pick there. I would have figured, you go for the ground first, help deal with the 222, but a pack howitzer plus a paratroop squad can also be a powerful choice here versus C++. Could you be considering going for the bazookas on the paratroop? I mean, that would give him another anti-tank team of the more mobile kind with some more punch, but you'd also just think he'd want to go for like the light machine guns of the paratroopers, since, double Browning light machine gun is pretty damn good. Oh wait, Calf on being hit again. He's going to need to get some troops on that. Got the paratroopers, they're good to go. Need to get the pack out in action. Like the fast again, blasting away there at C++ falls the better. Troops push back in the east here. In the west, once more again. We can see there C++ swiftly advancing, using his machine gun actively. 2 thumbs up to that one. Always crucial as the Wehrmacht. Generally any faction really, but for the Wehrmacht in particular, because the MG42 is meant to be integral, it is even more important to use your machine guns actively compared to the Americans, where the rifle are kind of meant to do all the work there. But with the Wehrmacht, you're kind of relying a lot on the MG42, so you kind of got to use it a bit more. Gunners are going for the car front, good work here. Troops healing reinforcing. And it's worth noting, German infantry doctrine very much had the infantry squad unit centered around the MG, either the MG34 or the MG42. So little fun detail there. It would also be common for Grenadiers to, all of the entire squad lug around munitions for the MG. It's a little fun fact there as well. Pioneers swing up, some with flamethrowers, some without. We'll both be equipped with flamethrowers. I mean, versus the Americans, there's something more recent to it, since most American players tend to be a bit sloppy with mines. And that's when they sort of generally have access to it. In the west, Grenadiers holding back a counterattack here for the time being at least. We got the ground out here for Pineapple versus C++. We got Lieutenant being hosed down out in the open. No tech up yet for C++. Uses the Veilment, you just want to tech fast, and C++ not quite doing that, so I'd say that's a slight missed opportunity versus Pineapple. Heavy fighting here around the center on the west side there. Counter-attack moving there. Go M8 Greyhound out. Armoured reconnaissance kind of basically the main reconnaissance vehicle of the Americans. Supplanted the Stuart light tank pretty fast, with the Stuart then I think being sort of relegated to infantry support roles. The ground then sort of being the primary just scouting vehicle there for the Americans after it arrived in the battlefield. The British I believe also used it a bit. The British overall used a lot of armoured cars though. They had a huge variety of them. Back here troops in reinforcing. Pack out is still not good. Crude up there. We got him towards the MD42 going for it here. No 10-yard pistol now, so at this point too late anyway. So quickly routing the MD42 there with the power of the Greyhound. Almost wiping out the entire unit. Quite nasty stuff there. Got the car point back, but right now C++ managed to swing the game back in his favour quite actively. And we got tech up there as well. Plus a pack 40 is obviously worried about the Greyhound. Possibly more Greyhounds than one here from Pineapple. Though Pineapple yet of course not been able to quite secure his fuel. Again, been quite good at harassing there. Mr. C++. So with this, Pineapple is very much falling behind the fuel race, and that's really what you want to do as the Veilment. You want to sort of focus on just slowing down the opponent's fuel, while at the same time ensuring you can get to your support armor core as fast as possible and push out for medium armor, and that way just try and beat them down into the ground. So far, C++ strategy there is working out quite efficiently. Sniper there with 6 kills so far. We got the tech almost done, and we got raid tactics, allowing his vehicle there to grab territory very fast. Nice little ability there, very overlooked. But nice uses there of it by Pineapple. Does cut off C++ fuel. In the west here we got the rear center from the 2-2, and we got Pioneers backing it up swiftly. Bringing up the Rifleman and the 50 car. We need to fix up that Greyhound fast. Captain here could move towards the center victory point. We got 597. Paratroops here reinforcing. Still not recruiting that pack house in the first place. Seems a bit strange. And no sign here of either bazookas or the 30 caliber machine guns. Captain going ahead here. 5th caliber moving up as well. Run going the munitions. Greyhound there should be fixed now. Captain up close to the gun. Should have a good chance of the BAR. There you go. We got the sniper backing up. Still, he's going for the shot for the captain. The sniper almost taken out with the BAR. And there you go. The sniper goes down. A slip up there by C++ of the higher order. His sniper had not really gotten a lot of kills. So it's going to be quite a waste there for him. Oh, what's that actually called in? No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, else that could have cleared up the machine gun fast and get out there, since the INR Pathfinder actually called in has an incredibly short reaction time. Pack out to find a crew at the west side. Their fuel being hit again. Just absolute consistency there by C++ in harassing Pineapple's fuel. And it's really just giving him such an advantage, and Pineapple is just struggling with it. So again, it just highlights just how important it is to just try and harass your opponent's fuel. And simply for Pineapple, like, he's finally getting a bit better around to it, but he either needs to get better now at it, or he needs to defend his own fuel point better against it. And again, it's also just one of the ways how C++ can somehow, slightly get around the Wehrmacht's earlier issues. Again, the Wehrmacht in the early game is kind of supposed to be a bit on the weaker side, but again, using the fuel harassment, you can sort of slowly turn things a bit more in your favor by ensuring the opponents then snowball your tanks, and in fact, you try and snowball them with tanks. We got Spearhead here by C++. Bit worried here, could try and stall for the Tiger tank. They wouldn't be completely off. I mean, fuel-wise he's close, command points-wise he's close. So technically it could work, but it would be a bit risky. Sniper number 2 on the way there for C++. Pineapple there in a tight spot still. Pack counter firing away here. Likely looking to silence the building here. Almost got it. Got the eastern fuel point east under control, but that's not going to last long. Here in the west we got Paratroopers with double Pioneers. Need some support up there. Greyhound almost good to go once more for Pineapple and for the second armoured division. Sniper almost done as we got Mr. C++ Pioneer shouting the Paratroopers. Captain moving up here, zooming towards the center. Lieutenant fires the bazooka and it spectacularly whiffs, missing the mark by quite a bit. Also, a fun fact about Paratroopers: when the German Fallschirmjäger encountered them in Normandy for the first time, they were apparently not too impressed by their conduct. Like, they were quite aware they were elite and they were well equipped, but they were apparently quite confident in they were going to be winning, so they were actually quite relaxed with the security a bunch of times, doing at least the the initial day. And apparently also they were lugging around so much equipment, including explosives, that at times they had a tendency of exploding. Since again, you know, they were lugging around stuff that could explode. So there are a few surprises there for the German Fallschirmjäger when they first went up against the American Airborne. Little fun note there. Anyways, entertaining the way that he's obviously starting to expect armor, and that is definitely going to hit him. And of course, C++ still need to hit tier 4 if you want to go for the Tiger Tank. I wanted to take on the way there. Pineapple is starting to get more control in more ground versus C++, which to an extent is down to the fact that C++ is trying to stall for the Tiger Tank, and again that is creating this opening, which Pineapple is now looking to exploit. If he was just better defending his fuel point and keeping it out of German hands, he'd probably be an even better spot to punish it. Captain there routed as we got a big push here with a lot of infantry and the vehicle they're packing up there. Greyhound there with 7 kills, 22, doing some nice damage. Car point being threatened again. C++ is relentless in this department. Absolutely relentless. Like a landlord that keeps coming after you for the rent you haven't been paying, C++ comes to the car point for your fuel. Grand moving in against the Pioneers, gets a good hit. Almost wipes the entire unit. Very good, and these troops moving up here. Adding the Browning light machine guns, troops are healing and enforcing. Bringing up these inside the pairs with the 50 calibers, adding the Browning light machine guns, going for the calf point. Push here, we've got machine gun waiting in this regard, you know. Oh, it looks like he was getting a kill in the gunner. He didn't. We got the sniper opening up there as well, suppressing it. Almost with the range of thing to pop a grenade here, maybe clearing it up. 50 calibers there. Oh, yeah, 30 calibers actually done, not 50 caliber light machine guns there. Would be a bit of an oxymoron, I think. There you go, grenade off, but the paratrooper were taking absolutely withering damage here from the 2-2, the sniper and the grenadiers. In fact, he's about to lose his paratroopers. That would be a, quite frankly, big waste of manpower there for Pineapple. Big waste. Holy moly. They actually survived. Well, one survived, but he actually avoided a full wipe. But the 5th column hand went down. Bit of a loss there for Pineapple, to put it mildly. And the rest of it got fighting here with the car point. As once more, he goes for it. Just absolutely relentless. He's like a bloodhound that's caught the scent of fuel. Robin going for the car point there, trying to get the 5th car back, but C++ is saying 9. Stamps on his jackboot and just completely hoses those American infantrymen, trying to get it back with good German lead. Still no take up there for Pineapple. Needs to take out fast before C++ hits him with a Panzer. He has the take up, he has the fuel, he just needs a bit of manpower, and there you go, Packharter shoots. Oh, close one there for Pineapple, but C++ Grenadiers managed to somehow not get turned into, well, squash. Look at that. I'll get squashed with anyways. Troops have been forcing healing anti-tank and still remaining in reserve. Against the Tiger Tank, he's either going to need a lot of bazookas or he's going to need more anti-tank guns, because again, he has no tanks available as of yet here to hold the might of the Schwere Panzerabteilung once C++ summons it. Reasons they're going for the Western Victory Point, very good. Pack 40 moving up. Troops are healing and forcing, troops are being fixed up. Anti-tank is still remaining there. We got the Grand sitting up on the far right flank. Cheeky work there, halfway to the ace level. She's sent to victory point. We got 456 with 357. Force whilst they're roughly in the same size, but obviously again, C++ has plans, big ones. As they might say in Germany, große Planen. Anyways, troops under heavy fire. We can also see he's just basically digging and realizing how he's constantly heading there. In this regard, Pineapple probably wants to flank it. Also, he may want to try and coordinate that flank with the cluster bombs rather than constantly attack through here. He should try and attack up through here, then get around there. I think that'd be working much better for him, to be honest. But now the Tiger Tank has arrived here for C++. The Tiger will what apparently is a historical sort of camouflage pattern, and I think it's from like late 1944, early 45, sort of Eastern Germany. So it's probably an improvised one where like they couldn't get the proper coat of paint, and so they just used whatever they had at hand. I hope that would confuse the enemy, basically. Like, there have been cases, for example, where they used like what was meant to be used interior on the tank to, you know, form up, to use this sort of a camouflage pattern there. Oh wait, C++ Tiger Tank marching ahead here, anti-tank guns finally being need it, but he kept me a bit too far away, just can't quite move to the scene there. Bit awkward. Got a fragmentation box as well here to further disrupt any chance here of defending. Also needs to punish him for trying to retreat too late. And there you go. Lieutenant almost goes down. Most of the unit torn to shreds in a shower of shrapnel and death. Target tank there though, quickly falling back, and they need to be careful. Great push here by C++, tearing apart Pineapple Center and certainly punishing for again keeping that anti-tank gun a bit too mothballed. Still, he didn't lose any units entirely, but momentum has aggressively swung in favour here, plus the late attack is also, I think, coming to bite Pineapple in the arse, as we got C++ target tank swinging here with 4 kills so far. Big hunk of infantry there being thrown. We got a pack 40 there. Could theoretically try and focus down here. Galoon's being almost wiped out of the perch. In fact, the brown light machine guns are showing no mercy there. Good damage into the target tank. Down to less than half health. Chance of getting wiped here. Galoon squad could go down. There you go. Down. There you go. Down to just 2 Galoon squads here. A small win there for Pineapple. Target tank there though. Trying to get away. Smokes in there laid down. Does help. And Pineapple there slowly pursues on the west side here. Meanwhile, as all this going on, C++ has nicely and efficiently secured all of that. Very good work there. Machines bring up sniper as well. More grenadiers there for C++. Pineapple there has finally gotten the tag up. But of course, now the trick is finding the manpower to use the fuel then. At least he can sort of rest somewhat. That the target tank is going to take some time to get back in the fight, since it did take a hell of a beating here from Pineapple. So there is that, but that's really, I think, the major company can take. Well, that and he got a Grenadier squad wiped, I suppose. Looks like he cancelled the Grenadier squad. Might be that C++ is already planning something else. Sturmpanzer, Panzerwerfer, Panther? Or is it maybe Panzer Grenadier, which, you know, wouldn't be a bad choice. 5th cover there, but of course under control of C++, opening up here on Pineapple's troops. But there you go. Pack holds up. Great hit there, causing heavy damage. There you go. Gunner down, further delaying the retreat of the unit. Small chance of getting wiped here, but no, yeah, they get away. Was a close one, I think, but in the end, not close enough. Western fuel point there being re-established and reconnected. In the centre, Germans holding up against, forming up defence around the building. East side there, we also got a push here. Going to try and move up here behind M42, maybe just clear that one and steal it. Closing in on the Apricot Germany Pro wants to go for the Jackson tank, so to help deal with the Tiger tank, the Tiger, and there you go. MU42, they're being absolutely shredded. Taking several kills, as of course on the retreat they do a lot of damage. You can see also, of course, negative come. There you go. MU42 down. We got Grenadiers moving up. We got a sniper as well backing up here. Graham moving up. There you go. Directed from the pack 45 moving back forwards. Need to pull back the Greyhound. Reason's moving up. Going to grab that machine gun here under C++ nose and turn against them. Far west, there's also push into the cemetery there, grabbing away C++ fuel and or munitions and victory point. Grenadier squad about to go down. It could be another wipe against C++. Certainly could be the beginning of a comeback for Pineapple after that devastating Tiger charge, which is still out of commission with heavy engine damage. Right now, Pineapple's just take advantage of it. Again, the fact that C++ has no additional infantry, just swing forwards and grab as much as you can there, and certainly highlighting the importance of at least having some infantry there. We got Panthers on the way now. Definitely not a bad pick. And there you go, M36 Jackson tanks right here for Pineapple. That way, put the pressure on the Tiger tank once it hits back on the field. Ground points as well. Very good, very good. Moving up there could certainly grab a lot of territory. So all of a sudden, Pineapple's managed to swing the game entirely in terms of map control in his favour. Though, of course, in terms of like armour, things are still very much looking up Deutschland. Panzer Grenadier out here for C++. Target tank good to go. We got heavy Panzer go up here for C++ and the Panzerlehr Panzer to be shown. We'll have to see what he plans. Panther, Sturmpanzer, Panzerwerfer. We could always just go for Stooks if he wants a Panther game, if he wants a Sturmpanzer. Ostman's, you know, kind of do the job, honestly, quite well. Ace Greyhound here, they got a Tiger tank advancing there, though, with its 88mm gun. Major routed. Back here, troops reinforcing. Pathfinder's good to go. And without fail, C++ finds the carve point and he hits it. M36 Jackson moving up the west side here. Troops reinforcing healing. Troops are reinforcing healing as well. Pioneers moving about. Down on the western victory point. Tiger tank advancing there, flanking about. Needs to quickly turn around to deal with that. Jackson, of course, is on the wrong side here. Going to take a bit of while to get over to deal with the Tiger. Gonna need something on the west side. I'm getting here the paratroopers. Couldn't put down the light machine. Pathfinding up as well there. Could get some kills. Could simply get to heavy cover. There you go. The gun is already causing intense casualties amongst them. And there you go. Targeting and fighting Jackson tanks. So quickly falling back across the line. As you got Panther and Sniper basically acting as a screen. Preventing indirect pushes here by Pineapple straight to sort of dive after it. On the west side, Carfine being seized. We got Pioneers moving out towards the western nations. Back and forth here still continues. Artillery there. Almost got the sniper there though. That was a really close one there for C++. Machine gun cleared out here by an intended explosive round from the sniper. And now we got the Pack and the Tiger destroying the MG-42 and denying the Americans sacred German equipment. Tiger tank taking hit here from the Jackson, but it bounces off. We got 358 versus 324. No sign yet of what has been planned here with the heavy pants, in part because it's not been finished. It's basically a hole in the ground. Literally. Picks up the Jackson tank sword there. Lots of S-mines starting to defend the western side from any further harassment there from Pineapple. Very good there by C++. We send here versus the Panther Grenadier. The Panther that I think too long helped to really sort of fight this fight effective versus the Ace Lieutenant. Had the word full health, I think they could recently have won that, but yeah. Tank moving here to cover the retreat there with its 88mm gun. Grenadier swinging as well here. Both Ace level. Rifle squad there being absolutely torn to shreds. In the west, we got the ground there basically trying to clear the air mine, but actually taking sufficient damage as it's not quite rated for being mine-proof. Unit down though. That looks to have been the rifle squad. In fact, that's his remaining rifle squad that just went down the drain. Greg continues to sort of detonate mines. Okay, apparently not taking too much damage from it. Doesn't like taking damage from it, but I will. Entertaining there, eventually too, very good. Ground falling back for a few repairs. Pathfinder's also getting the devil out of there. Not intending on accidentally staying on the wrong thing and getting their feet blown off. So let's hold out the, well, what craters left behind by the target tanks that blew up riflemen. Pack hard to fire down. Got the target tank advancing there, 11 kills. Shot fired, missed. 13 kills are still pretty good. Still an indication what he's planning here. Still hasn't finished it either. Will C++ ever finish that? We got a munitions cache out for more mines, more abilities. More grenades. Pineapple needs, of course, some assembly manpower there, of course, for some armor. Either more Jackson to help deal with the tanks specifically, just Sherman to help deal with the infantry support weapons. A few arc around here and there, I think, could give Pineapple a significant boost in sort of pressuring back C++ troops. We got Panther shakes on the Panther Grenadier, forming them to Panther Jaegers. Going for the car point again. With the Panther shake, of course, the Greyhound can't get close at all. Not unless it wishes to, you know, pass on to the next life very shortly afterwards. So what do you finish that heavy Panther? We got the Titan being repaired there. Very, very close to Veterancy 1. Pathfinder's Captain Wing and flash out the Panther Jaegers, since of course with the Panther shake, well, they're great versus light vehicles and some extent medium armor. They're not quite as great versus infantry, particularly not infantry with the anti-tank upgrades like the BR. But there you go, Sniper Johnson quickly there. 18 kills, grand correct. I think trying to rush down the sniper. Ooh, Kansas shot there, almost got the Panther Jaegers. Looks like a wipe is very possible here. In fact, west side here, C+ got nothing. There you go. Ooh, missed opportunity, I think, to take out the sniper still. Panther Jaegers down, and infantry loss there for C++. Going to use here, building out a bunker that's going to machine gun bunker to further make it harder here for Pineapple just rush ahead. And finally getting around to finishing that heavy Panzer squad, seems. Fixing up the Greyhound there on the car pump while seizing it. Very good. Can go for Sherman now. Could go for another tank destroyer. Heavy Panzer squad halfway done there for C++. Half shots space. There you go. Greyhound charging in, but of course need to be mindful of the Tiger tank nearby. Tiger tank misses in a spectacular stroke of luck for the Greyhound and its crew. Avoid, well, explosive, well, desanguination. Sherman tank on the way there for Pineapple. Tiger tank to advance here. Looks like the Grand Man's going. We got the Jack tank swimming in instead. The turn around from the center to the present grenades and the light machine guns are more important. The rifle grenades in the east here. Standoff here between C++ and Panther. Of course, the machine gun bunker is ready, so he needs less forces there to defend. Sherman almost had enough for Pineapple. And what is C++ planning with that heavy Panther core now that he is finally built it? Now that it is no longer just a hole in the ground. It is a structurally reinforced hole in the ground with some other stuff going on there. But what will, come out of it? Sturmpanzer, Panther, Panzerwehr. What sinister machinations dwell within it from C++? Whoa, did that Tiger just take out the Grenadier squad? I don't know if it directly killed, but certainly seemed to have done some damage. Bit awkward FC Plus now just one Grenadier squad. Sherman also good to go. We're at the west side with it, and the 50 caliber here, Grenadiers moving for the western victory point. We've got 321 to 296, pretty close there between the two. Sniper there with 19 kills close to the ace level. Pack out to shooting, and quite off mark here. Grenadiers hammering away at the Grenadiers. Sherman tearing into them with high explosive glee. We got the antenna all the way back down there. They should get close to the front line and get it back to the base for healing reinforcement. I feel like just doing them is not quite efficient. And C++ finally makes his commitment. It is the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Moving in to support the target tank with more heavy armor. Or technically medium armor, so the Germans classify the Panther as a medium tank. Little fun fact, though, obviously most contemporaries would classify it as a heavy tank, as it was quite heavy, but technically it was a medium tank. It was also notably cheaper to make than the Tiger tank, costing I think only a fourth of what it costs to make a Tiger tank. In that fact, it was actually not much more expensive to make than a Panzer IV. In fact, only I think costing a few thousand more Reichsmark to make. If it ain't that much. So, a little fun fact there about the Panther. Targeting and bouncing, Panther almost down there for C++. There you go, Panzerkampfwagen 5 gefechtsbereit. Tiger there really exposed, taking hits from the Sherman and the Jacks, but on the hand it's fine. High explosive rounds, which aren't going to be quite as great as the Tiger tank. Cluster bombs called in, but they're not hitting anything, maybe except the Tiger tank, but probably better off calling the pack and then trying to turn that against C++ when they cleared it out and stolen it, but yeah, that didn't quite happen there, so in the end, not quite panning out for Panther to fall back. In fact, looking like he's going to lose the Sherman here. That's going to be a significant blow there to Pineapple in the 2nd Armored Division. 2-2 charging in. Panther good to go here, moving forwards for Deutschland. Could add a pinman machine gun there to, of course, increase anti-infantry damage. Got the M1 antenna finally being forced and healed. Shoots on the Tiger, Jackson shoots on the Panther. Good hit on the side armor. Punch through that Panther moving forwards here, and shoots and misses the Sherman at point blank range to get troops and deal with it. This, of course, would be nice if we had some survival from rapid and lay down mines with the Rearslunk. That way, we could have maybe caught the Panther and sort of mined up. But also the Parrots would lay down mines. That could also be able to do that our way. Mines would be great. He's actually floating a lot of munitions our way. Panther got the Sherman. Finally, though, took a bit of effort here. We got the Jackson with the Tiger tank up close. HVAP rounds there. Grand flanking up. Jackson, though, goes down for the Tiger tank's high explosive round. Anti-tank have been cleared out here as well. The situation's a bit of a mess there, and he hasn't even turned around there. Guess there's too much going for the Pineapple. Now his force have taken a severe thrashing here from C++ and the German Panzerwaffe. That's a Tiger and Panther now driving around circles here. Pineapple has no bazookas, except on the lieutenant. Otherwise, no to tank up the ground. Obviously, it's going to be quite pointless versus the Panther and the Tiger tank. The Jackson's getting on the way. There's still some tumbleweed. The pack cards have all been cleared out. C++ at this point just marching all over the place. As if there's a Berlin parade ground. Just with obviously less well polished boots. Jorgens, this is a parade ground. It's a battlefield. Have you looked how he's walking all over the Americans? It's a parade ground. I want those boots cleaned and polished by Sapper, or I'll have you reprimanded. While I'm being shot at. They can't hit anything anyways. They're Americans. prepared to around it. 30 kills in the target tank. I mean, the chance of Pineapple staging a comeback now, I would say, are rather limited. Force is now severely below strength compared to C++. We're kind of at the tipping point where it becomes difficult for Pineapple unless like he does something incredibly brilliant, or C++ something incredibly dumb to really turn this around. Like, he suffered too many casualties and his resources in effect not been quite as used efficient as he could. Basically, in part, again, he struggled with the fuel situation there, which allowed C+ to get ahead, and then he wasn't able to use tanks and basically diminish the manpower loss, and that sort of really was sort of I think just pushed him out. He wasn't able to like keep up with attrition compared with C++. So of course most of that, the tanks increasingly take most of the damage, which makes it easier to just build up a force. We're sent about to get wiped out though as well. That'd be quite a blow. We got the Panther going for the Jackson tank store here. Low on health, pretty risky here by C++, but he's going for it. There we go, good hit. Jackson bounces off the Panther's 80mm of sloped frontal armor. A brutal pursuit here. Jackson tanks almost down. Jackson misses the Panther with a second shot. Oh my. It's definitely not a happy ending there for the Jackson tanks. And there you go. Munitions cooked off. A win for the Panther. There you go. Sets it off. The Panther is barely operable still. It pulled through for Deutschland. Falling back. The Panther then moving up here. Sniper falling a bit back as well. 22 kills, close to the ace level. Going for the car point. Pineapple's chances of coming back from this, I think, are quite slim. I mean, C+ at this point just has the upper hand due to the aforementioned reason. There you go. GG, game over. A victory for Deutschland, a loss for the Allied forces. The second Armored Division is forced to fall back here through the forest with the Panzer shown hot on the heels. So, nasty little fight here. It was close at times for Pineapple, but again, just that fuel harassment very consistent was, I think, one of the big elements that really just gave against C++ the steady advantage of Pineapple. Just couldn't get out the tanks fast enough. And I think, like, at least they should call in mind to tank and some more 50 cups to help control the map, but he didn't, and kind of waffle around there a bit, whereas against C++ much steadier plans. Even when he went for the target tank like the way he did, Pineapple just wasn't in a position to really punish him, and that was one of the things that just really hurt him, because at that point the manpower bleed really turned against Pineapple, because again didn't have tanks like help absorb the fire. It was infantry bearing the brunt, and that really just increased the bleed, and again just made things hard and hard to just get out tanks. Additionally, he just didn't use his munitions, I think, efficiently. Could have used weapon upgrades, mines, and all that, and I think also this was another sort of contributor there to Pineapple's loss. But that was an interesting fight here. So I hope you enjoyed this 1v1 here on Crossroads. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a one floor, and so tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.